Hello my friends and welcome to my channel, Elevate Your Existence. I am your friendly neighborhood eye doctor, Dr. Bradley Austin, and I am here to help you learn a little bit more about the eyes and help bring your life to a new place through eye education. My goal is to help you change the way that you see the world through your eyes by learning a little bit more about how they work and how we use them, in addition to leaving a little bit of inspiration here and there to help people live their best life. So today we're going to be talking about dilation. So maybe these words might sound familiar to you, and if they don't, then it means it's time for you to go and see your eye doctor. It's time to put the drops in so we can get your eyes checked. Have you heard that before? Good. Now that means that we're about to get you dilated. What we're going to be doing with the dilation and what the purpose of the dilation is to get a full evaluation of the health in the back of your eyes. Now there are many different reasons why we need to do this. We are checking for things ranging from glaucoma to cataracts, macular degeneration, tumors inside the eye, bleeding blood vessels, diabetic retinopathy. There are so many different things that we can see just by looking inside the eye. It is one of the most important things that you can do for your overall health, not even just the health of your eyes. Now, when we're getting you dilated, there are drops that we normally use as standard. There's something called proparacaine, altecaine, or tetracaine, which are numbing drops that we use because some of the dilating drops do sting a little bit on installation. Now when it comes to the dilation drops, there are a ton of them, but the ones that are most commonly used are tropicamide, phenylephrine, cyclopentolate, which is most often used in young children when trying to get a refraction done. So when a lot of times when you have kids exams, you want to get a different prescription based on the muscles in the eyes actually relaxing. So what the dilation actually does, when we put the drops in, it's opening up the pupil so that we can get a better look onto the inside of the eye and evaluate everything in much more detail. If you can imagine, looking through the eye undilated is almost like trying to look into a room through the keyhole. You have a very limited view and there's not really a whole lot that you can see. Dilating the eyes by putting those drops in, it's almost like opening up that door and getting a much better view of what's happening inside. So by doing that, it gives us a much better ability to evaluate everything that's going on the inside of the eyes and give you a better idea of exactly how the health of your eyes is looking. Our job as optometrists is to take care of the health of your eyes. It is our responsibility to make sure that your eyes are healthy. But the best way for us to do that is by dilating them. Now I know it may not be the most convenient thing in the world. You've got places to be, you've got things to do, you have movies that you want to see, work that you've got to get to, homework that's got to get done. But let me tell you that it is one of the most important things that you can ever do. We normally recommend getting a good dilated exam at least once every 2 years, especially if you're healthy. And then as you get older, or if you have a condition like diabetes or high blood pressure, at least once a year. Now, for that one day, we're going to put some drops in. Your eyes are going to be a little bit blurry for about 4 to 6 hours, and in some cases maybe even longer, depending on how lightly colored your eyes are. And you're going to be a little bit sensitive to the light. If it's your first time being dilated, the best thing that you can do is bring somebody along who can be your chauffeur for the day. Because when you're dilated, it can be rather uncomfortable. In many cases, you can still drive because the dilation really only affects your near vision. Your distance vision is not going to really be affected unless you're a little bit farsighted, in which case it can cause a little bit of blurry vision for you even at far distances. But the best thing to do is wear your glasses and you'll still be able to see detail far away, although it will be a little bit hazy and you will be a little bit sensitive to the light. So bring somebody with you as your driver. And also, if you don't have sunglasses with you, most offices will provide them for you. We do have temporary sunglasses that you can use to get home and drive safely. Once we put the drops in, they usually take anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes to kick in. And in that time, you'll be either relaxing in a waiting room, relaxing in an exam room, or taking a look and browsing some frames to kind of kill some of that time while you wait for the drops to work. One of the things that we are regularly checking for with the dilation is something called glaucoma, which is a slowly progressive disease that causes peripheral vision loss first and then can work its way inward as it advances. Because it is so slow, it's very hard to pick up on the changes over time. So there are more advanced equipment that are used if there is suspicion of glaucoma. But one of the only ways for us to know if it's actually happening is by checking the eyes. And many people will say, oh, well, I don't feel anything wrong with my eyes. I don't think there's anything going on. I'm perfectly fine. I'm perfectly healthy. I don't see any issues. Why do I need to get dilated? The simple answer to that question is you would never feel anything even if there was something wrong. Unless you had something that was causing pressure on the eye, or something that was causing some kind of pain, for the most part, you will never really know when something is going on in the back of the eye unless it starts to affect your vision. Inside the eye, you don't have any pain receptors. You only have light receptors. So therefore, when something is changing or when you have a disease process that is forming inside the eye, the only way that you will really know is when your vision starts to change. The goal of the dilation is to try to catch these things and be able to take care of them before it ever affects your vision. Because by the time your vision starts to change, it's almost too little too late. Our goal is to make sure that we know what's going on with you before it ever gets to the point that you even notice it. Glaucoma can be treated long before it becomes an issue for you. Retinal detachments can be caught long before they actually cause changes to your vision. If you have a retinal hole, if there's a tumor inside the eye, there are so many different things that we are looking for in a routine dilation that can save your eyes and even save your life. So that's why it's so important to get that dilation done, because without it, we have no real idea what's going on. When you think about it, getting a dilation is like getting a multi-point inspection for your car. Just because everything seems fine doesn't mean that there isn't anything wrong. And sometimes you have to give it a check in order to know if everything is okay. And although they say ignorance is bliss, when it comes to the health of your eyes, you don't want to take any chances. Because if there's something going on that we can take care of, it's best that we know and get you into the proper hands of the people who can actually take care of that for you, rather than just crossing our fingers and hoping that everything is okay. Because problems can arise, you won't know about them unless you're getting dilated, and then you're going to have to deal with the repercussions of that after the fact. So an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Take care of those things long before they become an issue, just by simply getting a routine eye exam and getting your eyes dilated at least once every year or every 2 years. And in case you're wondering, oh, are there any ways to reverse the dilation? Because people ask this all the time. And unfortunately, at this time, there is not. In the past, there have been methods and drops that have been used to try and reverse the effects of the dilation. At one point in time, they used a drop called pilocarpine, which is something that constricts the pupil in the center of the eye to try and bring it back to its normal shape. The problem with that drop was that it was actually causing other problems like angle-closure glaucoma, retinal detachments, and something called pupillary block, which causes the pressure to rise inside the eye and lead to acute damage to the optic nerve because the pressure rises so quickly inside the eye. Therefore, it was not really an effective way of reversing the dilation because there were too many complications that went along with it. There is another drop called Rev Eyes, also known as dipiprazole. Now this drop seemed to be very effective at first, and it seemed like it was going to change the whole eye industry. But the problem was that it caused redness and stinging on installation, and that redness in many cases lasted up to 2 hours. Beyond that, the drops only caused the dilation to last maybe an hour to 2 hours instead of the 3 to 4, and the side effects just made it not really worth all the effort. So for right now, the best way to deal with the dilation is just to let it wear off. But again, it's 3 to 4 hours that you're going to be a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit blurry, and a little sensitive to the light. But it gives you so much more knowledge about what's going on with the health of your eyes, and it puts you in a position to know exactly how you're doing so that you can be more aware and be able to make decisions properly based on what's going on. Yes, sometimes you may get some bad news if you get dilated, but our job is to make sure that we're taking care of you in the best way possible. So by letting you know how healthy, or for that matter, how unhealthy your eyes are, we can make the necessary steps to get you taken care of and get everything treated if there is anything going on. And in many cases, lives have been saved through dilated exams. So please make sure that you're getting your eye exams regularly, that you're getting dilated, and yes, although it may be an inconvenience, it will end up helping you a lot more in the long run. Thank you guys for joining me here at Elevate Your Existence, where we aim to change the way we see the world together. My name is Dr. Bradley Austin, and as always, it's a pleasure sharing my thoughts with you guys. Please let me know if you have any comments or any questions. Please like, comment, and subscribe. As always, guys, let's learn, grow, and change the way that we see the world together. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I look forward to seeing you the next time.